What is up, guys? Jesse back here, and today we're going to be showing you a glimpse into my collection that I don't often show anybody really. And it's my Metal Gear Solid, or my Metal Gear in general, covering the entire series. My Metal Gear action figures, and Metal Gear's actually been my favorite franchise for the longest. I've actually started liking. I actually liked Metal Gear. My love for Metal Gear predates my love for Dragon Ball Z. So I'll be looking at these Metal Gear action figures that I got with plans to get a few more from back in the day that I don't have that I've always wanted. So right now we'll actually be looking at the PlayArt Sky line, which is one of my favorite lines of all time. I do prefer their older action figures as compared to their newer ones, just because I feel like the detail was a lot better in the older ones, while the articulation was lacking at the same time. So there's a bit of a trade-off there. The newer ones did have the better articulation, some of them, not all, but the detail and overall aesthetics really weren't there. And the PlayArt Sky line did suffer a lot from quality control and also scale. Their scale was horrible. It was all over the place for a lot of them, except the Metal Gear line. The Metal Gear line is probably their biggest one. So this action figure here is actually Naked Snake, or Big Boss, from Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. As you can see here, you have the yellow box that's adorning this figure with a nice open box packaging right there. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, PlayArt Sky around there. And in the back you have various poses that you can get Big Boss into. And nothing else on that box right there. So what we're going to do is get this guy out of the packaging and see what we got. Alright guys, here we have Big Boss out of the packaging. And I forgot how amazing these fucking action figures look, excuse my language. In terms of accessories, he doesn't really come with a lot. He comes with a trigger hand for this right here. Comes with an open hand that he can use to hold on to the underbarrel of his M16 rifle. And he also comes with one more trigger finger so that he can use with the stun rod that comes equipped on right there. He does come with the Mark 22 Hush Puppy silencer. Hush Puppy, tranquilizer gun. And he comes with an M16 rifle. And you can tell that this is period accurate to when the game takes place because of the underbarrel. This triangle shape that it has there is accurate to the time and the period that this game takes place. As I alluded to before, it does come with a stun rod there, and you can see in the game. Pull that off, and it's pretty cool. It comes right in there, slides in, no problem. You can see the detail all over. It's just so phenomenal, man. Like, it looks so damn realistic. It looks like this is actually strapped from his I'm not sure what kind of strap this is. I don't believe that this is the stable harness that he used in Metal Gear Solid 3. I think he's using some other type of harness, but all these bells, this right here is soft plastic, so it's not going to impede anything. As well as this is kind of a harder plastic, so like a little floating diaper thing that SH Figuarts uses, as well as other companies. But yeah. Look at all the detail. The sculpt work on this thing. Just immaculate, man. Detail on the boots. Laces. Scuff marks on the boots. Make it look battle tested and worn. The shading is just crazy. Look at that. Just all over the figure. So good, man. All his pouches and canteens. I really enjoyed this figure, man. It's been a while since I pretty much seen him. Let's get a closer look at his face. 1 second. So look at the detail in the hair and the beard. It just looks pretty badass, man. Look at that face. It's so good on the paintwork, man. And that's something that PlayArt Sky really slacked on in their later entries to the figure series. Their paint jobs on their faces went really bad. So let's get Snake off also. Look at that Fox unit. Just look at the level of detail, man. So awesome. And over here, obviously, you have the MSF logo, Militaire Sans Frontières, Soldiers Without Borders. Look at that. Crazy. Put the tripod back there. The problem with reviewing these older figures, well, not these in particular, well, not older figures, I'm sorry, in general, but I mean these Polaris Skies, they're so big, man. I think they're 9-10 inches in scale, so it's kind of hard to get all of it all at once. So in terms of articulation, his head can move up and down pretty much that far. Move left to right just a little bit, because the collar will impede articulation just a little bit. His arm can go forward, up that much. Can go out just a little bit. This one can go a little bit further out. Players always had like weird articulation, man. I feel like their Final Fantasy line always had a little bit more articulation. It does have some swivel right here, if I remember correctly. Yep. It does have bicep joint. There's a ratcheting joint. His elbow pad does swivel back and forth to be able to hide some of those joints. Just gotta be careful with that. His wrist obviously is in a peg, so move that around. His diaphragm, oops, can move back, not too far. Can allow him to crunch forward really well though. Look at that. And of course you could add that with the waist articulation that you can see right there. Make him crunch down a lot more. So that's always pretty cool. His legs can move up that far. The knee joints were horrible in these older Play Arts figures. Look at that. That's really bad, man. That's really bad. I can't believe that they got away with that for so long. That was horrible knee joints. Horrible knee joints. So that was one huge glaring issue. And then of course you have his boot. His feet go up and down and can swivel slightly. Nothing too crazy. I believe that this one can go just a little bit farther. Yeah, a little bit farther, but it still has the horrible knee joint. Yeah. And of course he has this gun pouch here where you can holster the pistol, no problem. So you can just get that up there. It's kind of hard to do this in front of the camera. And then you just gotta make sure it's actually in there. There we go. Make sure it's in there, and then you could just go put this over here. And if I remember correctly, there should be no issue with it if the gun is actually in there all the way. Oh, thought I had it in there. Come on. Haven't messed with these guys in so long. It's kind of hard to do this through the lens of the camera. Give me 1 second. Maybe it's just the Metal Gear Solid 1 figures. Either way, it goes in there pretty well. And you can put his M16 in his hand. Make sure that the trigger. There we go. And then you can have him set up with his M16 ready for war. Let's set him up. So there you guys have it, man. A quick look at the Play Arts Kai Big Boss from Peace Walker. Now, so I will be looking at the other figures from the line, spanning the Peace Walker figures, Metal Gear Solid 1 action figures, and Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid 2. And we'll be looking at Big Boss from Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, and Venom Snake from Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. So stay tuned for that, and let me know what you guys think about this figure. I absolutely love it. It only works. It's so aesthetically pleasing that it works in pretty much any posing, standing up. Obviously, these horrible knee joints are gonna hinder it, but I actually like having them just like this. Or actually, my favorite pose to have them in all would be M16 down from the back, like something like that, you know? Let me zoom out a little bit here. Like something like that. I always envision myself having him set up like that. I just think that looks pretty badass. Alright guys, so just let me know what you think, and hope you enjoyed the video. Jesse out. Later.